Hello everybody and welcome in. My name is Yolanda Roos and you have found my channel of Facilitated Light Wellbeing, a channel of finding and becoming your true, most authentic self. So there's been a lot of Schumann resonance energy. We have a full moon coming in, I want to say in a couple days. And the energy, I was reading an article about it and it was resonating. My friend sent me an article that he read, and it was talking about dreaming the new dream, and like these are the things that stood out from the article. And then the change is occurring within your world, but you're in that progression like we talked about if you've watched the videos, and you are moving into the old is leaving and you're becoming the new, but you're kind of in that little limbo state, which is what I had said. So it kind of just verifies what I was feeling. I'm in the same place. When I read for you, it's a collective, so it's me too, and I a lot of times will resonate, or it's happening to me before. So when we read for this channel, it is energy. I'm not a fortune teller. I mean, we're kind of telling some of the stuff that's coming in, but we're talking about energy. So if you are on here and you're looking for, like, you're going to be rich and famous, wrong place. This is a channel of healing. It's a channel of connecting to each other, connecting to the collective to see what we need to do, adjust, fix, understand, add to our life to bring us to our genuine self, which will then bring us on our soul mission, or the thing that we came here to do, whether it's helping people, helping ourselves, helping humanity as a whole, because you never came here just to hang out. Everybody pretty much has a purpose that they're here, and it's not a purpose like I'm going to be a grandeur thing. Like, it could be that little thing you do for society, that thing you do for somebody in your future, the energy that you put out. It could be a purpose like being a doctor or something special. But it's like people want this grandeur thing, and it doesn't have to be that. It could be just the way you affect people in your world, how you look at things, being understanding or loving or considerate, bringing back the light that has been trying to be stamped out for a very long time, creating unity, not division, loving everybody, loving others as you love yourself. They talk about a lot of things in the Bible, and I'm not discounting the Bible at all, because I grew up in with the Bible, and I think there's a lot of good things. But the one thing that stuck with me, because it came from Jesus, who is like an ascended master. He is a part of God. He's a part of, that divine, but he was the human. He came down and came as a human. He, like we are, a soul that comes down and chooses to live on this plane. We're just like Jesus that way. That's why it's very similar. We're experiencing life, but not all our souls are able to be activated or understand it, or his mission was to come and help free the people that were stuck in slavery, and in essence from this platform, from this world, from this, matrix idea. So he was asked, what should we be doing? And he said, first, you love your creator. Know the awesomeness of the creator. Whatever you call the creator, that's your business. The creator, there's an ultimate energy, entity, thing that created it, the world, the platforms, whatever. And then he said to love your neighbor like you love yourself. You don't need a book to tell you how to treat yourself. And he said all the other stuff is just fluff, really. And in essence, I'm paraphrasing, but he said the most important thing is to know that there's respect for the divine and the source, and that something is higher than you, to love it, respect it, to go to it, to have it comfort you, whatever. But then he said the second rule is just to treat others as you want to be treated, to put that respect. If everybody could treat each other the way, because there's things that are happening in the world. I mean, I'm just talking to you guys. It is what it is. People know better. They are choosing to not be good, because you know how to treat somebody. You do not need a Bible to tell you how to act. You do not need a Bible to tell you what to do to treat others nice. You know how you would want to be treated. And what's happening in this month, in this like good section of the year, it's learning to love yourself. It's learning to nurture yourself, to fulfill the needs that you need, to be honest with what you want, what you are, what you want to do, where you want to be, and removing the programming. There is intentional and unintentional programming that is happening in your life. Unintentional could be your mom did something, your dad did something, you're taught certain cultural things. It's not done to be mean. It's just they teach you the norms and things so you can function in your society. And some of those don't always align with everybody. And then there's social norms that are put into place to either control, to separate, to create this false thing that's going on, or to keep you controlled. So as we grow, it's like we go through stages where little children, we come in, that's where little children can see spirits, they can understand things, they almost have telepathic, they can figure people out a lot easier than we think, because they're still clean, fresh. They haven't been downloaded into all the information or things or cultures, because you can tame anything. We're basically tamed creatures. So then as we go through about 2 or 3, a child is growing, that's when the true personality comes out. That's when you have to start the program, because if you want them to function in society, sometimes that's where it is unintentional to be bad, but depending on how you get taught, it molds who you are. Then you go into your teen years. Then you are either rebelling, or you have been molded and you're going on the steps that you need to do, go to school, go to college, have a family, do this, blah, 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 blah. And the children that are usually sensitive, or they are not programmable the same way, they're the ones that are the odd ones. Sorry, my asthma's bothering me. That's where you get your divergent and your other children. And a lot of times those children, they're not bad. They're just unique, and they don't fit into the system or the culture that the powers that be that want to control us and feed off of us. They use our energy. And I'm not trying to sound woo-woo or crazy, but it is. They feed off your energy. The archons, the other entities that are here on this plane, they use humans, and they get in your head, they get you upset, fear. That's what all that does. And you can say, no, but the world creates fear to control you, and you emit a different type of energy. And these low frequency beings need you to be in fear, not in joy, because fear is what puts out the frequency that they feed on. So food for thought. So don't allow your fears to get too much. Don't allow yourself to get too traumatized. That's why when you get your nervous system off and you get upset and you get fearful, you cause your body to have like endorphins and certain things that come out, which then also affects your brain, which then affects you to the monad and the higher powers and the frequencies. So you have to be calm as much as possible. Like, life happens, I know, but you have to try to stay calm. You have to take care of your body. You have to love yourself, because the other part that's happening in this time frame is that we're supposed to be healing the self, because what does the self do? It projects out what it's hurting from, and it doesn't even realize it. So if we're not healed and we're not taking care of our stuff and we're not doing our shadow work, we're not addressing the problems, we're not maybe seeing our part, or we don't want to, as we stay in that fear, the pain, the anger, the strife, the past traumas that we didn't realize had that much effect on us. They have molded us and created us into a different thing. And you're always putting out an energy, and you're a mirror. So whatever somebody sends to you, a lot of times we acquire it, or it's something that we need to see. If it bugs us, maybe we have to see why it bugs us. Or if we're sending stuff out, it's going to come back to us, especially if it's something out of projecting, problems, things and stuff in your own world. Whatever you put out is what's going to come back to you. And whatever people send to you is going to go back to them. So know that if somebody is being good to you, it'll come back to them. But if someone's being bad, or they're saying things, or they're trying to like poke the bear, as I say, it's going to come back to them. Because what you put out, it's like, it's just the way nature works. I mean, whatever comes bounces back. So if you bounce something on a wall, it's going to come back to you. And that's the effect of energy. That's like quantum physics type of stuff. I don't do that stuff. I just know about some of the things that are out there. So CERN got turned off. So there's something happening or coming in July. All I'm saying is there's an energy shift. I watch a lady that does the Schumann resonance. I understand it, but I watch her because she has a graph that she shows. And in a day or so ago, there was like a blank spot. And when there's a blank spot, it's called a timeline jump. And it's not that your world ends. You still have your same physical things. You still have your world, your stuff, but you change. So if you are feeling tired, or you feel like all of a sudden you're just feeling like you want something different, or you feel different and you don't understand, or you like, it's like it almost closed us out for some people, not everybody. But if you're feeling like something shifted, or you're looking at something, or something kind of was like, or you just have this new perspective, you could have been affected by that little space where there was no readings. Because it comes across, if you ever want to take a look, it's called Schumann resonance. And there's these calibrations and charts and stuff like that. And it affects like all the different sectors where these charts are. But there's been energy that's been purging. And then there's been white energy, white light, that's been coming down and integrating into us, fixing us, upgrading us, getting us ready for the next, they call it the new world. Or it's very similar to what they were talking about in the Bible with Jesus, but it wasn't about like Jesus coming back. It was a consciousness. It was an understanding, being Christ-like in consciousness. But when we watched it, she said, okay, this is a timeline jump. And I believe it because I had one of my friends reach out to me like out of nowhere. I read this article and I feel like this is the same thing. I just told my mom. So I read the article that was about the full moon. And it was right on. It was talking about that change, that all of a sudden you're creating this new thing and it's actually starting to take hold. You're dreaming your new dream. So it's like, it makes me feel like there's something new, like you had a dream and then this timeline thing changed and you're like, oh, I think I want this, or that's not going to suit you anymore. It's not going to be like, you're not that old person anymore. You're a new person. So I feel like the energy is that as a whole, we are shifting to this next sector, this next time frame. Like we said, it's going to be like 15 to 20 years. So as we're shifting, I think July is a pivotal time. There's something that's happening astrologically with our planet. I know July has some things going on. CERN, which is has the Hadron Collider, can't speak. It's an energetic, huge, like hundreds of miles. It's over by Sweden and stuff like that. And Sweden or Switzerland, I think. And it pushes electrons around and then it smashes them together to show that there's all these different components. But there's also talk that it's about dimensions and timelines and like time travel and stuff like that. So all of a sudden there's this stuff coming up and they've turned it off. So just food for thought. Why would they just all of a sudden turn it off? They turn it off in the winter because it draws a lot of electricity, a lot. And when they draw the electricity, it causes a problem in Europe for being able to create, because winter they have, furnaces and stuff like that. So somehow they turned it off. They said maintenance. I don't know. Maybe they're upgrading something. We'll see. But then in August, there is a point that they're predicting scientifically that there's going to be a second or two where there's going to be no gravity, like just a second, but we're going to feel it. It's almost like, I feel like it's a blip or something that's going to cause us to go shift in. But when we're shifting, it might, you might feel it. It's going to be, and there's an eclipse in that month. So listen, guys, there's a bunch of things coming in. Get ready. Don't be worried about things. We're going to just check the cards quick to see, as a collective, what do you need to be working on, thinking on, creating. It could be the same thing. I don't know what's going to come out. But the idea is that there's change, there's healing the self, there's releasing old things. This new platform wants to come in, and it wants you to be ready. It wants you to be able to absorb and take in this new energy, this new life, and be able to benefit from it and not have it like blow your world up. And it's okay if it blows your world up, because then there must be something you need to learn, something that needed to be crumbled, whatever, brought down. So the summer, this is what we're going to see. What do we need to be focused on, thinking on, or that could be affecting us? Okay. Oh, there's a bunch of cards. Here we go. So I was holding it this way, so we're going to do it this way. So 2 of Cups is your first one. So you're going to be focusing on your relationships, how you feel towards somebody. 2 of Cups, this shows like a love energy, but 2 of Cups is just a relationship, or like, not relationship, it's emotions or feelings between 2 people. It could be a friendship, it could be a love ship, it could be a partnership. It's new feelings between 2 people. It's connecting 2 people with emotions. So this could be something that's coming in. If you're looking for love, if you're looking for friendship, things of that nature, get yourself ready. Because sometimes we as a human soul, we don't take care of our stuff, and when people come into our life, somehow, some way, we push them away, or it doesn't work, or we're not ready to receive them into our life and they don't come. We miss the opportunity, because we have certain people that come into our life, and that's like soulmates. When a soulmate comes into your life, it's usually because it was time that at that moment you or they were going to need each other. So get yourself ready. Deal with your shadow work. Deal with your past traumas from relationships, from friendships. I really think you need a clean slate. I just heard clean slate. You need to be approaching your life, your people, your things, your jobs, your dreams, and your aspirations like you just went right across the table and threw it all on the floor. And you're looking at the desk and it's empty. You need to start fresh. It doesn't matter at this moment what happened in the past. You are in the present. This is what I'm seeing, that you clean the desk off and you start with a new blueprint, and you start from scratch. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to take. This is what I'm going for. This is what I'm aiming toward, because whatever happened before, you were a different person. You accepted different things. There was different energy. There was different placements, whatever. That's the old. The new has relationships, has love, has friendship, has connections for you coming in, and you need to be ready for it. That's what I'm hearing. Be ready for these new relationships, because you're not damaged and holding on to it. You are healing, fixing, accepting, releasing what no longer serves you. Maybe it's a way of thinking, how you have people in your life, pain that is kind of inhibiting you from going forward, that it's out of your control, but you don't realize it, and it's been crippling you. You need to address it, feel it, cry it out, be mad, understand what happened, your part, their part. It's not about forgiveness, like it's okay, you did it. Remember, we talked about this. It's letting it go, because it no longer serves you holding it. And if you keep holding it and somebody tried to hurt you, they're continuing to hurt you and they're winning. And you don't want that. You want to release that energy so they are not hurting you anymore. Because sometimes people come into your life, and I honestly believe there are some jerky people. Okay, I'll give you that. I don't think most people planned and set out to hurt you, because we're 2 beings, both trying to heal, both trying to deal with things, different situations, past experiences, damages, shadow work. Do you understand? There's 2 bodies that are both trying to heal, and then they're banging into each other. Like they're mirroring each other. They're, and a lot of times in certain situations and mates and things, you're both learning at different levels. And if you're a soulmate, they're trying to teach you something. A soulmate's not the same as a twin flame. It could be in an essence of relationship, But a soulmate is someone that you or that person has agreed to come into that person's life at a certain time to help them learn, grow, or they're going to teach you something. Okay? So the next thing that they want you to focus on, and this is the enlightened one. So it was in the reverse. So what I think is they want you to focus on is, I'm hearing, without the shadow work, you can't be illuminated. You won't understand. You won't see it. So we need to work on our enlightenment, our openness, our willingness to perceive new things, to accept new things, to want to be part of this new world. Because you're not going to receive downloads if you've got all kinds of fear and junk and pain and stuff. Because it's almost like you put this, it's not a protective barrier. It's like a prison. So this stuff can't come in. And if you're so in fear and you're so like in a tailspin, you're not going to receive this, see it, hear it, understand it, and it's just going to go poof and it's going to be gone. And they need you to be enlightened. And an enlightenment is an understanding or a perception that takes seat and makes a difference in your life on how you look at things, perceive things, what you allow in your circle, what you tell, no, I don't want it. So enlightenment deals with the brain, but more like the understanding, pituitary gland, the core, because enlightenment will affect all the things you know, knowledge-wise, whatever, and me click things into place. It might give you the missing pieces that you were looking for, the aha moments, okay? Because when you get your downloads, that's enlightenment. When you receive them and you understand that you received it, or it starts affecting you like, wow, okay, oh, I didn't think of that. And it actually impacts you and changes your life. That's an enlightenment, okay? Knight of Cups. All right, so there's love, companionship, or people coming in alongside of you to help. This is normally the card of offering someone a cup of love. But when I read tarot, a cup of love is any type of energy, conversation, giving to somebody or offering it. You're offering help, you're offering your love, you're offering your time, and either you or somebody else is going to offer you love, help, companionship. You get the idea. So when we read for the collective, there's some receiving, there's some getting or giving. Sorry, it's morning. So right now there's going to be people coming in that want to help you, and that could be part of the enlightenment thing they're trying to tell you. And you got Two of Cups. There's something coming in, a dynamic. I don't know if it's love. It could be. But I feel like there's a dynamic that's coming into our lives that's going to be bringing in new people, new experiences, new things. And as a world, we have to heal before the new can come in. And this could be a new perspective. People are going to be, there could be someone coming at you that's at a different frequency or a different energy of understanding, of love, of whatever. They've done their shadow work or whatever. But for things to culminate and become fruitful, you both need to be working on becoming a better version of yourself, becoming true and authentic. And the reason I say true and authentic is that you can't be a fake person and think you're going to pull in people that are going to lift you up, pull you to the highest place. You need to be true to who you are, so the people will be drawn to the trueness of who you are. If you are like a certain thing, you believe a certain thing, you have a sexual preference, you don't have a sexual preference, you're just open, you are a person that needs someone all the time, or you like to exhibit yourself a certain way, you need to be true to who you are and start living your most genuine, authentic life, so that when this thing comes, it's probably someone that's good for you, but you want to draw in the people that connect with you, that are like-minded with you, because you need someone that kind of will hold you when you're down, or you hold them when they're down. It's a companionship. It's a love ship in a way that a friend is, you love them. There's no sexuality in loving a friend, but you usually connect with someone that maybe they're not exactly like you, but they compliment you. Like one could be really like, whoa, and one's more calm. So you bring the calm one up, and the one that's really excited, that person gets brought down by the other person. Or you both like to go fishing, you both like to do woo woo, you both like to, do all kinds of sports. You have a gender change, you have a life change, you are older, or were trying to be what everybody wanted you to be, and that's not what you really were, and it kind of like, and you kept getting all these friends, but they weren't really resonating with you because you were not being true to yourself. Okay, so trueness, so you can bring in the right people, because this cup of love, this offer is coming in, and I don't want you to miss it. And if you're not, I don't want to say enlightened, like you have to be perfect. It's that if you're not wanting to be open to new things, to some enlightenment, to some new perspectives, you could possibly lose that connection, or you might not realize that person is trying to connect with you. And then we got 10 of Cups. It's all about your emotions. That's what I'm getting. 10 of Cups in the reverse talks about things being like misaligned with your feelings. It could be like your family's a little off. You could be not talking to family. So either this is something that's going to be happening, or it's something they think you might want to work on. Okay. Or this could be as you are aligning. This is what I'm getting. As you're aligning and you're becoming the person you're supposed to be, this might not be perfect, because until you become your true authentic self, your family, your circle, your day-to-day life is going to be like wondering why you're different, or they're not going to understand it, or everybody is dealing with the same thing. So as we're all finding our place, you could have a little butting of heads, people not understanding each other, or you have to find yourself and you've had to pull away, and people sometimes don't understand that. People are very needy sometimes, or people don't understand, I just need to be alone, or I need to take care of some stuff, or I'm trying to heal, or I'm busy, and I think a lot of our families, as they're going through transition, as their things are coming up, I feel like this is the other thing that came up. There's things from the past that are going to surface that may cause problems in your family too, because you might get enlightened on something that actually really happened that you were not aware of. And I just had it happen before. That's what it brought me to. Somebody called me to check because they had found out new information by accident, and it enlightened me too on some stuff, because we are cousins, we're all in the family, and this is the part that could cause you some strife or problems in your family, because you could realize something that was being held or told to you that wasn't true, or somebody says something and you're like, no, that can't be, and there could be denial, and it could cause a little rift with family, because usually 10 of Cups is like the overall life that you live, emotion, like your emotions with your kids and your family and your husband and your intimate people. So we need to be focusing on that care. Again, self-care, self-healing, so we are not projecting or sending out things that are bad for people. We want to be sending out healing and love and compassion. And if we can get ourselves together, don't worry about anybody else. Don't tell everybody else, oh, you need to get yourself in check. You need to get this, or, oh, I listened to that lady and she said you've got problems and you need to fix your problems. No. You, as the person watching, don't worry about anybody else. You worry about you. You fix you. You look at your things. If somebody in your life is causing your problem, you remove them, or you keep them. So I need to take a break. And you address or you analyze what that person's doing to you. Don't tell somebody else what to do, especially if you're not doing it yourself. So you can deflect off of yourself and your own shortcomings by telling other people, kind of like the little thing they say, oh, I'll pray for you. Are you praying for me because you love me, or you're saying you're a jerk and I'm going to pray for you because you're not acting the way I think you should act? So we need to consider other people. We need to love other people, but sometimes we forget and we see everybody's shortcomings, but we forget to see our own, and we need to work on us. And if we all focused on our own healing and what we're sending out in the world would be a most beautiful place, and we would all actually start healing. I think we don't want to deal with certain things. We've been programmed, or we become judgmental. We look at other people, oh, I can't believe they're doing that. When you catch yourself doing that, just say, okay, maybe there's something going on. It's not my choice. It's their choices. And I think I'm just going to focus on me. I don't understand why they're doing it. And I don't want that in my life. You can choose that. And that's not to hurt them. If they're doing something you don't agree with, then you move away, because your actions aren't hurting them. You're just making them know, like, oh no, I don't want to, I'm not a part of that. I don't agree with it. Listen, you can do what you do, but I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z in my life. And that really doesn't help me. So being honest, but gentle. Bottom of the deck, beautiful. The sun. They want the beautiful, abundant joy and happiness to come into your life. And this is what's coming. Regardless of what happens, this is what's coming. There's going to be sunshine. You're going to understand. There's going to be people coming into your life, new situations. And the things that you are struggling with, I believe everyone's going to be illuminated as to what's getting in the way. And I think that's why it's pivotal that if you're ready, you might be able to just push into the new reality, new things that are happening for you, new opportunities. And the other people, it'll be their catalyst to push them toward it. Like, they'll understand something will enlighten you, and you will finally get to that point, like, oh, but then you have to start your work from that point where you could have been starting your work from now and getting ready, and then just falling into that new abundant life because you did the shadow work, you did the healing, you focused on yourself, you removed the things that were toxic or weren't good for you, you went internal and found what you needed to deal with and get rid of, and focus on the good things that you need to do in your life, and try to heal and accept that younger version, that stupid, ignorant, had to learn the hard way person. But they still need to be loved. They still need to be not hating yourself. Don't hate yourself. We're human. We grow. We learn. We come as babies. We come as ignorant, innocent little creatures. And as we go through life, that's how we learn. We go through trials, tribulations. We go through beautiful things. We go through terrible things. But you have to take everything that comes from what you go through and apply it to something good in your life. I don't want to do that anymore, or I did that, so I think I'm going to try it this way. And that might not work, but at least you're trying to become better, and the universe, God, monad will come alongside of you and help you to succeed. That's why I don't know the Quran and other things. I know the Bible, but the Bible talks about God will only give you what you can handle with him. So if you are connecting to that higher power, however it is, you're going to get through it, because he's never going to give you anything you can't handle without, like, that he can't come alongside of you and help you with. And that's what the universe wants to do. Your angels are with you. Your guides are with you, trying to keep you on path. You might not know what you're supposed to be here for. They do. They know the blueprint. Your angels are comforting you. Your guides are showing you the way, giving you little hints, giving you little, trickles of stuff to kind of like they talk about the angels, like, oh my gosh, that's what they're doing. Like, oh my gosh, this human is not learning, or wow, I'm so proud of them. They're getting it. Their soul is connecting with the human body. Because remember, they're two separate things. You have a soul and you have a body, and they live together in symbiosis. And when you understand that there's a higher power, if there's like that connection to God, you have merged your body, mind, and soul together to then now be connecting and receiving things from God. That's why if you want to be a better person, I just want to say this, if you want to be a better person and you want to find God, you will find it. No matter what religion, whatever thing, if you truly are trying to become a higher vibrational, good human being, believing and wanting to connect to the divine will find you. You have the divine around you. If you're a human and you have a soul that comes from the divine, when you come down into this body, you still have protectors. You still have that connection, because it's all around you. That's why they said the Holy Spirit is like the comforter. It's the angel. It's that connection to the divine. Until you totally connect in your body and understand that the divine is there and it's protecting you, it's in you. The divine is in you. You are a spark and a beautiful soul that comes from the divine light. Unless you're not from the light. You know, not all humans and not all people on the earth are from the light. Most of us are, I would say. But now, you know, I'm not sure. And just because you come from the light doesn't mean you've always been a human. Doesn't mean you could have been on another planet, another area, another plane, whatever. It's that if you are a soul that comes from the most divine high God, it is always with you. That's why they say you're God. It's not that you're going to go, poof, I'm going to rule the world. No, it's that you have the divine spark of God within you, because if you're alive and there's a soul in you, you have the light. That's why there's always that hope. We have hope because of the divine spark within us. The hope that things will be better. The hope that we're going to succeed. And you will find that hope if you look for it. All right. There are empty souls, though. There are people that are here, like humans, that don't really have a soul. They're like MP players, or there's some word for it, but they're like a player. They're just part of the matrix, the system. And there are those people out. And I'm sure there's aliens and there's angels and demons. They always knew that. There could be, I'm hoping the dragons come back. Like, they're talking about dragons. I want to see a dragon. They said they went to sleep when there was something. I was reading an article, just a last note, because I'm excited about it. The things that we're going to see and understand and perceive are coming from us elevating to a higher frequency. Now, when you elevate to a higher frequency, you get to see new things, new entities, dragons possibly. You might see angels. You might see who knows what. But as you vibrate on a higher frequency, you're going to see more. You're going to understand more. You're not going to be so dense and in the lower parts where you can't see it. Because as a baby, when you first come in, you can see a lot of stuff because you haven't been shut down or put into that lower frequency. So your finishing card for the day, but they said, oh, I forgot, sorry. The dragons were put to sleep for safety because there was something that came in, and it aligns with the stuff I've been reading, that kind of hijacked our grid, our matrix, our plane where we're at. So they were put to, they put themselves to sleep, or there was agreement to put themselves to sleep, and they would awaken when the time was right. So I'm hoping. I love dragons. I think they're beautiful, and I'm not evil. I just think they're so cool looking, and they're so powerful, and they're so of the light. And the dark has made them look evil because they don't want them to be here, because they're so full of power and love and like raw energy. So I'm excited if they do come. I would love to see a dragon. All right. Be thankful for what you have. Be hopeful and patient for the things that you want. Pray or manifest the things that you need. Believe that you are worthy of receiving. Yes, this is dreaming the new dream. You can still want something else and be thankful for what you have. You have to create the new world that you want, the new you. Because with the new you that's coming in with this shift, you're going to want a new world. You're not the old person. I would say in the last year or two, we as a collective have changed so much, guys. So be thankful for what you have. Be hopeful for a new future. And if you want to see dragons or you want to see aliens, manifest it. I'm ready to see them. I want to meet them. I want to be a part of it. I want proof that they're here, whatever. Not everybody's going to see them because not everybody's ready to. So I hope that you will have a great day. I'm trying to get on. My work situation has kind of made it hard. So if you've made it this far, I want you guys to love yourself, even with all the broken pieces, because that's what makes you you. That's what makes you authentic. It's not that you have to tell everybody about all your problems, but they are part of you and they are not going to go anywhere. They are a part of your soul traveling mission, and they have developed and grown and made you who you are because they might be getting you ready for the next stage of what you need to do. Have a great day, guys, and enjoy.